Mawago Mawu Mejolo Waibalo Mawu 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 Mochumio Mawago Mawu Mejolo Waibalo Mawu 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 Mochumio Kapio Kewa Mampekan Tache Kewa Mampekan Kra Inka Kapio Kewa Mampekan Kewa Mampekan Kewa Mampekan Kra Mawago Mawu Mejolo Woibalo Mawu 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 Mochumio Inka Mawago Mawu Mejolo Waibalo Mawu 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 Mochumio Mawago Mawu Mejolo Waibalo Mawu Kapio Kawa Mampekan Kra Inka Kapio Kawa Mampekan Kra Mawago Mawu Mejolo Waibalo Mawu Mawu Oh Mochumio Kapio Kawa Mampekan Oh Kawa Mampekan Kra Tacha Kapio Kawa Mampekan Kra Mawago Mawu Mejolo Waibalo Mawu Mawu Mochumio.
Your standing is wrapped up in Jesus. Welcome to the Hour of Feeding on Jesus International. Our reading Bible verse for today is taken from the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 17. Therefore, in all things he had to be made like his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make propitiation for the sins of the people. Amen. Beloved, in the Old Testament, the Israelites standing as a nation before God was wrapped up in the standing of their high priest. What the high priest was before God, so was the entire nation before God. If the high priest sinned, he brought guilt on his nation, and God will reject the entire nation no matter how law-abiding the people were or how faithful they were in bringing their sacrifices. Conversely, if their high priest was without fault and acceptable to God, God would accept the whole nation even if the people were sinful. Unfortunately, the high priests of Israel often failed because, like any human being, they were imperfect. Thank God that today you and I have Jesus, our high priest, who is 100% man and 100% God. As a high priest, his standing before God is always right. Jesus is always acceptable and pleasing to the Father. Therefore, we can never lose our acceptance with God because, as a high priest, Jesus only brings righteousness to his people. In heaven right now, Jesus, our high priest, is seated at the right hand of God the Father. Romans chapter 8, verse 34. This means that God does not look at you. God looks at Jesus. If Jesus is good, you are good. If Jesus is accepted, you are accepted. If God sees Jesus perfect, then he sees you perfect. If Jesus is righteous, then you are righteous. And we know that Jesus, our high priest, is good, accepted, perfect, and righteous, which means that this is how God sees us today. Beloved, you cannot lose your right standing because Jesus Christ is your high priest. To lose your standing, Jesus has to lose his standing first. But we know that we have in Jesus a high priest who is perfect and who cannot fail. So you need never be afraid or conscious of your faults when you come before God, because your standing is completely wrapped up in Jesus, your high priest. You can come to God boldly and receive all that you need from him today. Stay tuned. Amen. Remember, you are highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly, greatly blessed. Amen.